Oh hi, we've moved into the kitchen because it's raining raining outside and it's really noisy on the conservatory roof. So this is your follow-on flower we're going to make from your fork flowers. So this you don't need a fork for, you just need some cardboard. I had a delivery in the week from the wonderful internet and cut it up to make circles. I just drew around a wine glass to make a rough circle. And then you need to mark your piece of card up a bit like a clock. So 10 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and then add the 2 digits in between. And you can see I'm not being particularly careful, just space them out roughly like a clock. Okay. So don't need to be too fussy. And then you need to make a hole in the middle like this, and you can see I've not been fussy with that either. You just put some scissors through the middle, give it a wiggle so you can get the point of your scissors in and cut it a little bit bigger. That'll make it easier when we put the centre of the flower in if the hole is a little bit bigger. So just cut that out roughly, because all this will be thrown away at the end anyway. So there we go, and then you end up with that. And then you put pins into the card on the marks. Now, if you can't get these to stay in, you could sellotape them, but they're just like the numbers on a clock. There's 12 of them. So then you take the colour of the wool that you want the flower to be and you wrap it round 1, 2, 3 times, and then move on to the next one. 1, 2, 3 times. Move on to the next one. 1, 2, 3. Move on to the next one. 1, 2, 3. Move on to the next one. 2, 3. 2, 3. Okay, and cut it off. Just cut it off. Move that out of the way. Now, with the colour that you want to use for the centre of your flower, we're going to make a stitch opposite each other between the petals, which will drag it in tight together. So that's why we cut the hole plenty big. So I've come up between 2 petals and I've put a rather large knot in the wool. I need that in a minute. So you go straight across the clock, back down the hole, pull it through. You can see what it's going to do. There's the knot, and I'm going to put my end through the knot, which will make it secure like that. Pull it tight. Okay, so you see we've made our first one. Move along to the next one, bring it up, through the hole, and go to the opposite side and back down the hole. That's 2, pull it tight, up the next one, and over to the opposite side. Being careful not to catch the pins, because we still need those. Up the next next one. It catches on the card sometimes, but give it a tug, you'll be fine. And across the other side. So it is catching between each petal. Up that one. One nearly round. When you've got right round and you've been between each petal, which we've done now, you go round one more time, but this time you come up in the middle of each petal. So this one's a bit easier. So up the middle of that one, down the middle of that one. Up the middle of this one. It's just to make sure you catch all the loops of the flower. This one, and it also builds up a really nice centre to your flower. This looks a bit like a Michaelmas daisy, not that I'm a gardener, but that's what it looks like to me. Don't worry about that end, the white end you can see there. We will cut that off in a minute once we've attached everything really firmly. Up the centre, across to the other side, nearly round now. Up the centre. And you see how it's, I'll show you, I'll just turn it to the camera a minute. You can see how it's building up a really pretty centre to your flower. I think I've got one more to do, that one there. Through, and then you just end it off just with a couple of, this is how I end them off, pull it through, and go through the loop. That's how I do it. Do a couple of those, and then I've left the end on mine so that if I wanted to sew it onto a hat or a coat or a baby jacket, I've still got the end on it. So then you take all the needles out, or pins, sorry, take all the pins away, and your flower just pops off. And there you go. Now you can cut that end off if you want, if you don't like the odd, because it's not looped like the others, you can just cut it away. There we go. And there's your flower. Good luck.